Cześć, tutaj Moni and welcome to Learn Polish with Advanced Lesson 34. Today we are going to talk about vegetables and I'm doing it because I'm going to sneak in the accusative case again. Why? Maybe you remember the lesson with the genitive case of masculine nouns when we were talking about two possible endings, either u or a, and I also told you that this a ending is shared by masculine nouns also in the accusative case, and some nouns, especially those that represent sports and games, dances, fruit and veg, currency and car makes, will have the ending a in accusative, not only in genitive but also in accusative. And as we are dealing with the veg today, let's practice the accusative case of the masculine nouns and also practice some feminine nouns and just one neuter noun as well. Let's start first with some basic words for vegetable in Polish. Here on the right hand side we have masculine nouns, and let's start with the first word for a tomato, pomidor. Pomidor. This word appeared before, but let's repeat it a couple of times so you are familiar with it. Pomidor, pomidor, pomidor. The word for a cauliflower, kalafior, kalafior, kalafior. Potato, po polsku in Polish, is ziemniak, ziemniak. So be careful with these three first letters. It's not zie, but zie. Very soft. Ziemniak, ziemniak, potato. Leek in Polish is por, por, por. A beetroot, burak, burak. Cucumber, ogórek, ogórek. Notice straight away that this word, this noun, ends ek, like wujek. Hint, hint. So ogórek. Aubergine, bakłażan, bakłażan. And the last word for masculine nouns is a mushroom, grzyb, grzyb, grzyb. The B at the end of this word becomes P. We pronounce it as grzyb rather than grzyb, right? So grzyb, grzyb. So let's go through them again. Pomidor, kalafior, ziemniak, por, burak, ogórek, bakłażan, grzyb. Now, when you want to say that you are eating one of those vegetables, you have a classical situation when you have a person, verb, and the object. The object in that case is one of the nouns on the right hand side. If you wanted to say, I'm eating a tomato, because pomidor is a masculine noun that is in the group of fruit and veg, it will get, similarly as it happens in the genitive case, the ending a. I know it's confusing because the a ending is kind of specified for the living animate nouns mainly, but this is the case, so you have to get used to this. So jem pomidora, not jem pomidor, right? Logically, that would be correct, but it's not grammatically, okay? So jem pomidora. The same thing would happen with a cauliflower. I'm eating a cauliflower. jem kalafiora. Add a. Okay. If you're eating a potato, jem ziemniaka. Ziemniaka. If you're eating a leek, some people might find it very healthy, eating leek, raw leek. Jem pora. Jem pora. If you're eating a beetroot, jem buraka. Jem buraka. Now let's think about this word ogórek. Do you remember what happens in accusative case with a masculine animate words, like let's say wujek? What happens with the ek ending? The e is reduced and we add a after the k letter, right? So wujek, uncle, becomes wujka. Well, the same things happen with ogórek. So if you're eating a cucumber, you would say jem ogórka. Jem ogórka. If you're eating an aubergine, you would say jem bakłażana. Jem bakłażana. And if you are eating a mushroom, jem grzyba. So kind of get yourself familiar with the fact that masculine, that's important, masculine nouns representing fruit and veg. In this chart, we just have a veg. Next time, I'm going to introduce you to words for fruit. But veg, masculine nouns for veg get a in accusative and also in the genitive case as well. So, because this is also the case for genitive, as I mentioned, if you are not eating a tomato or a cauliflower or a potato, leek, beetroot, and so on and so forth, you would have the same ending a. Therefore, nie jem pomidora, nie jem kalafiora, nie jem ziemniaka, nie jem pora, nie jem buraka, nie jem ogórka, nie jem bakłażana, nie jem grzyba. Right? So genitive and accusative in this case, for this particular group of masculine nouns, is the same. Okay? Accusative case of neuter nouns means that it's equal to the nominative case, which means that we don't change anything. Whether you drink beer or you like milk or you eat avocado, in that case, you wouldn't change a thing. The word stays the same, untouched. So, jem avocado. Jem avocado. You don't have to do anything with the ending of this particular word. Jem avocado. I'm drinking beer, piję piwo. I like milk, lubię mleko. Right? This goes for other words as well. However, you may remember that if you negate the neuter nouns in the genitive case, get the ending a. It's almost always like this. I'm saying almost because if the word is foreign, like avocado, it's not a Polish word. Avocado is avocado in many or most languages. We wouldn't change a thing, even in genitive. As you remember, genitive for neuter nouns gives us the ending a. So, nie lubię mleka, I don't like milk. Nie lubię piwa, I don't like beer. But you wouldn't say nie lubię awokada, but avocado. Simply because this is not a Polish word. It's not a Polish word. So for those words that sound the same in different languages, but a neuter, like avocado, for instance, just leave them alone. Leave them be. Okay? So what happens with the feminine nouns in accusative? If you are eating a corn or a cabbage, what happens? Do you remember? Feminine nouns get the letter L, the nasal vowel L at the end. So we replace A with L, unless we are dealing with exception, but we don't have any exceptions here. So let's go through words representing veg which are feminine. Okay, let's start with corn. Kukurydza. I love this word. Kukurydza. Kukurydza. Cabbage. Kapusta. Kapusta. Lettuce. Sałata. Sałata. Radish. Rzodkiewka. Rzodkiewka. Because we have a letter K here and W just in front, but what we would do, we would pronounce V as F. So rzodkiewka, not rzodkiewka, right? Rzodkiewka. Radish. Onion in Polish. Cebula. Cebula. You know that word from the previous examples and lessons. Carrot. Marchewka. Marchewka. English speakers tend to pronounce it as marchewka. CH as H in Polish, so marchewka. Pumpkin, dynia, and pepper, as in bell pepper, red pepper, paprika. So let's go through all those words again, and then we are going to change them in the accusative case, okay? So, kukurydza, once more, kukurydza, kapusta, sałata, rzodkiewka, cebula, marchewka, dynia, paprika. So now, the same exercise. I'm eating, I eat. What do we do with a? We change it into m. Jem kukurydzę. Jem kapustę, or lubię kapustę. I like cabbage. Jem sałatę. Jem rzodkiewkę. Jem cebulę. Jem marchewkę. Think subject, verb, object. Jem dynię. Jem paprykę. Once more. Jem paprykę. My mind went ahead there. Okay, so what do we do if we don't like or don't eat, not eating corn, cabbage, lettuce? How do we negate feminine nouns in genitive? When we negate the verb, we usually put the object into genitive case, as you know. So now, what we do, we have the ending e, unless we've got specific letters or accented words accented consonants, that require us to use the letter e. So kukurydza in genitive becomes kukurydzy, right? It's not an accented consonant. It's not l. It's not g, right? So I don't have to worry here. Nie jem or nie lubię kukurydzy. I'm not eating or I don't like corn. Nie lubię kukurydzy. The same goes for kapusta. T, letter T, is not my suspicious letter. So, nie jem kapustę. I'm not eating cabbage. Nie jem kapustę. Same for sałata. Nie jem sałatę. Nie jem sałatę. However, look at the rzodkiewka. We've got a K letter there. I cannot use Y, epsilon after K. I have to use I. So Nie lubię or nie jem rzodkiewki. Rzodkiewki, not rzodkiewkę. Never k, always ki, okay? L in cebula. This was our example when I was talking about the genitive case of feminine nouns. Cebula. L letter is in our suspicious group. So after L, we've got E. Nie jem cebuli or nie lubię cebuli. I don't like onion. I'm not eating an onion. Marchewka, exactly as rzodkiewka, in the same way, will have the ending E after K. So, nie lubię marchewki. I don't like carrots. Nie lubię marchewki. Dynia is a strange one because we've got ija. I didn't talk about this as this is the basic course, but what you need to do in the case of ia, sometimes it will cause a little trouble endings ia. Sometimes we will have double I, sometimes just one I, so I don't really want to confuse you in that case. But remember, for this lesson, remember that when it comes to the word dynia, so the word ending ia, all you need to do is drop the a. You don't need another or e. We just need one vowel there, okay? One vowel, and we already have the vowel I there. So usually, right, usually you would have epsilon in genitive case, unless we have suspicious letters, like I said, but you wouldn't add epsilon after dropping a, right? And you don't need another I there. So just drop the a and leave the e there. That's absolutely enough. So dyni, nie lubię dyni, or nie jem dyni. I don't like pumpkin, or I'm not eating pumpkin. And paprika is the word with a K letter. When we drop a, we have to add I, right? So papryki. Okay, so I don't like pepper. Nie lubię papryki. Nie lubię papryki. I'm not eating a pepper. Nie jem papryki. So this lesson was all about practicing the accusative and genitive case, but also learning new words for veg. In this way, you're not just learning the new vocabulary, but you're also practicing it straight away. And this is my approach. I like practicing straight away with and experimenting, if you like, with new words. So your task for today would be, first of all, remembering that there are masculine nouns which are inanimate, and although the rules say that in accusative case we add the letter a as an ending for animate masculine nouns, there is a certain group of specific masculine nouns, and you know that they represent sport and games. They also represent dances. They also represent fruit and veg. In this lesson, we had the veg specifically, currency and car makes. That will have the letter a in accusative as well. And this part here, these are our masculine nouns representing veg specifically. That's why they get the a letter in accusative. They also get the same ending in the genitive case. When it comes to avocado, that's a specific noun. It's a neuter noun and in o, but it's not a Polish word, therefore we don't even change it in genitive, and we leave it alone in accusative as it is for all neuter nouns. And when it comes to feminine nouns, please remember that we get the letter L ending L for majority of feminine nouns, and in genitive, depending what the letter is, we get usually ending therefore nie lubię kukurydzy, or e after specific letters like L, or accented words of g or k, and that's why rzodkiewki, marchewki, papryki. Dynia, as I said, it's a specific one because it ends with ia, and we will be talking about this specific feminine nouns ending yeah, in due course, as it's a basic language course, I'm not gonna overload you with too much information. Just remember that the genitive case of that word is dyni. Just drop the a letter. Thank you very much for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And the next lesson is a little bit of a surprise. I'm going to introduce somebody to you. Thank you very much, and bye. Bye.